Okay, when you're ready.
Welcome to the Planning Town Committee on Tuesday, the 24th of February. We'll start off with any apologies for absence, please.
Yes, we have two. That's Councillor John Drake, who I believe is away on a personal matter, and then we have Councillor Sammy Spivey, who has sent Milan Stovic to step in for him as a sub. So I suppose we can. Yes. So in theory, so Councillor Alistair Ray is stepping in place of Jane Ray.
Thank you. Do we have any declarations of interest? Right, no. And the minutes of the previous meeting, is everyone happy with those?
So Alistair was here even.
He was, yeah.
On, yeah. Isn't it?
There you go.
That was it. Just that one. Lovely.
Thank you. Any reports or urgent items?
No,
Public questions?
no, none of those either.
Letters of objection that need to be dealt with outside the
No, none of them received.
applications. Okay.
No, none of them received.
So we'll start with applications. We've got 3 weeks ending the 30th of the 1st, the 6th of the 2nd and the 13th of the 2nd, 2026. That's on to page 10. So we have 5/2026 0057 0077 0016 and 0124 0081 and 0038 that will not be discussed this evening. So we'll start with 5/2026 0062 153 Luton Road.
Right, okay, so planning permission was refused in 2024 for a scheme that included a larger 2-storey rear extension, which was deemed to be out of keeping with the host dwelling and surrounding area and the possible detrimental effect it could have on neighbouring properties and the character of the area. This application still seeks to extend the rear to 2-storey level, but to a much reduced extent. At ground floor, it's proposed to extend the existing ground floor element sideways to be in line with the main house wall and extending further rearwards, but stepping in away from the boundary with number 155 Luton Road. At first floor, it's now proposed to only extend partially over the ground floor element to relocate the existing ground floor bathroom to first floor. Bedroom and storage are also proposed by means of a dormer window in the roof space. Precedence has been set by number 143 installing a rear dormer window, and permission granted for a similar proposal at number 145, which includes a rear dormer window. Proposed port in the refused application has now been omitted. The boundary line with number 153 Luton Road widens to the rear down the garden, therefore reducing any impact the proposals may have on them. There is no off-street parking available for these terrace properties, not conservation area and no tree works, and I have said consider no objection. There is an objection online, which I picked up today, which is from number 157 Luton Road, but doesn't actually relate to the proposal in terms of what they're proposing to do. Their objections actually relate to the potential loss of access. They say, I'm the owner and occupier of 157 Luton Road, which forms part of the same terrace. My property benefits from a registered right-of-way over land identified as land hatched brown on the filed plan in my title register. This land is my only legal right of access to the rear of my property. The submitted drawings indicate that the proposed extension would be constructed over the land hatched brown on the title plan. This access route is my sole means of rear access and is relied upon for emergency escape from the rear, access for maintenance and movement of other items. So I've been able to kind of essentially ascertain that to the front of the property is an access that goes, kind of splits the terrace properties, and then along the back there's like a hand gate that goes across the back of number 155 so number 155 and 157. So that is obviously their means of rear access
To get to that tunnel there.
to get to the
It's that gate there, is it, presumably?
correct.
Yes, out the gate at the back.
So that's it. So it comes across the yes, it comes down that alleyway,
Right.
as it were. If I just show it on here for the
Yeah.
for the benefit.
Say a split in the
You
roof.
just
can't
need
you?
a split between the properties there where there is an access alleyway that comes from the main street. And then obviously the access way goes through little hand gates at the rear of the property along the back. The objective does recognise that this isn't actually a planning matter, but obviously does, relate to the legal
Whose
rights.
land is it?
So I think it's obviously each of the properties there own their own piece of land, but
Right.
there's a right of access across the back.
So it's 155's land,
Agreed.
but 157 needs it to get to the back.
So I think where the current right of access is over the site of where they're proposing to do the extension. It's not to say that that may not be amended, changed, offered, in a different way, but it isn't a planning matter.
Okay, I can't see how they're extending over it then.
I can't like that.
I can't.
So that's the front door there. That's the side panel on to the left.
Yeah, so they're building over the back here.
Yeah, but they can come around here. You look
Yeah,
at the
so
length
I
of the
think-
back garden.
So yeah, so I think it's probably just
It's
by the
just that.
letter of the. Yeah, by the letter of the kind of the title deed, I suppose,
Right,
they're
okay.
building over the piece of land that has been
But also-
highlighted as.
157 has completely filled. They've done, a big extension. So,
No, so
they haven't.
it's the other way.
oh, hang on.
So
What's
we're
that?
looking at 153 is the one highlighted in red. That's the one we're looking at.
Yeah, so.
So it's to the left.
155 is here.
Oh, it's one,
Yeah.
oh, there's that
This
one.
is 153. So this is 155.
And that's 157.
Yeah, and that's 157.
That's how they get
So
around.
it's not a planning matter.
No,
I guess we just,
move on. I mean, I
they
think,
might need to move a gate or something, but
so I think that ultimately it just needs to be that the occupier or the owner, or whatever of this allows the access to be.
Presumably goes around the end now.
Yeah. well, yeah.
Needs to be amended.
Okay. Is everyone happy with Heather's recommendation of no objection?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Moving on to 5/2026/0135, which is 2 Clarence Road.
Okay, this proposal is looking to extend above the existing side garage to add a first and second floor with the roof falling in line with the existing property's ridge height. A first floor extension over the footprint of an existing rear ground floor element is also proposed. These extensions will provide a study and 2 further bedrooms, which will total 5 across the property. The road slopes upwards with number 4 Clarence Road sat on higher ground. Therefore, the impact on them from the proposed side extension is reduced. Number 2D, which is the neighbouring property, appears to have a single-storey rear extension of a similar design with existing rear element of the application property, which is to be extended to first floor level. Therefore, with the added factor of the road slope, there could be a detrimental impact on them from the proposed rear first floor extension. Property is in the conservation area and there are no tree works. I've said consider no objection, subject to the proposed first floor rear extension not posing a detriment, or it should be detrimental impact on the occupiers of number 2D Clarence Road, policy ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan and 72 and 85 of the district plan affairs.
Any objections online?
There are not, no.
Everyone happy with that? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. 5/2026/0140, we are now on 31 Highfield Avenue.
Okay, proposal at ground floor is extending along the side and to the rear, but leaving a good gap down the boundary with number 29 Highfield Avenue. So the rear element joining the rear boundary, so the rear building line of number 33, number 33's rear extension. A small section extends a little further rearwards, but is stepped away from number 33. At first floor, it's proposed to extend sideways over the proposed ground floor extension in line with the current front and rear building lines, which will extend an existing bedroom and bathroom. The roof is to be extended to provide a further bedroom and a bathroom. The roof line will change from hip to gable end with skylights at the front and a dormer at the rear, which is the case with other properties in the street. A new porch is to be added to the front and the existing detached single garage located to the rear of the property is to be demolished. There are no details of the proposed parking arrangements, but there is a minimum of 2 parking spaces visible. However, additional parking may be added as part of the proposal, not conservation area and no tree works, consider no reflection.
Anything online?
No, no,
Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
But did no one complain about the big window on the side?
No complaints at all.
Well, it depends what it's looking out onto. If it's onto another house.
Yeah.
It's on the
It
side
is.
of
It's
the house
a-
and they've got no windows, it's probably all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
The only thing is if those big windows that are on the third story or the second story look out onto anything.
I think they, by the looks of the drawings, Nick, it's the stairs.
Oh, so that, yeah.
Yeah, the landing, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the middle, it's directly in the middle of the house, so I think the only
Yeah.
window that's first floor level appears to be the stairs.
Happy? Okay. Thank you, Heather. 5/20/26/0145, which is 22 Ambrose Lane.
Okay, proposal at ground floor is looking to infill the area to the side of the rear projecting garage and dining room element to create a uniform rear building line. It is then proposed to extend a first floor level over the ground floor extension from the property's existing side building lines, which will extend to 2 existing bedrooms. Due to the garages for the application property number 20 Ambrose Lane position between the dwellings, the impact from the first floor rear extension is reduced for number 20. However, the impact on number 24 Ambrose Lane is less certain due to their building line falling in line with the application property. There could be an impingement on the 45-degree visibility zone from the first floor rear extension, not conservation area, no tree rag and ample parking provision on the frontage. And I've said consider no objections, subject to no loss of amenity to number 24 Ambrose Lane, policy ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan and 72 of the district plan affairs.
Everyone happy with Heather's?
Okay.
And there's no objections anyway?
No.
Thank you. So applications weekend in the 13th of February, we have 5/20/26/0155. We're not discussing this evening, and 5/20/26/0198, which is 27 Barlings Road.
Okay, the committee in May 2025 considered the approved application for the replacement dwelling, which at time of consideration included a new boundary wall and a 1.8 metre gates as part of the application. The committee had no issue with the replacement dwelling, but expressed concern over the boundary treatment elements. These were subsequently withdrawn from the application under guidance from the case officer due to insufficient details on the design of the gates being provided. Therefore, the gates and boundary wall only have been submitted for consideration under this new application. The information provided appears to mirror that of what was available in the previous application. Concerns were raised by residents over the scale and design of the gates and boundary wall in the previous application, which are likely to still be the case. Photos of other properties in Barlings Road with similar gating arrangements has been provided with the application. The accuracy of these is questionable. The introduction of the wall and gates will detract from the openness of the street scene, which despite the photographic evidence provided is not the norm of the area. And I've said consider the committee expressed concern that the proposed addition of 6-foot metal gates with brick wall and piers will be detrimental to the openness and character of the street scene. Policy ESG2 of the neighbourhood plan and 69 and 70 of the district plans affair.
Is the garage already there? That was part of the,
That was part of the
Originally.
earlier application, yeah.
and that went through.
That was all, yeah, that all went
That was all
through.
okay, so it's just the gates.
Purely just these gates, yeah. Because
Does the house not look like that anymore?
No. Well, it won't do. At the moment, I think it's possibly under
It's under
construction.
construction.
Yeah, permission wasn't granted that long ago. So
Right.
it could be that the existing house has been demolished or it's still as it is.
And anyone spoken up this time about the gates?
They haven't, but I don't know, due to this being sort of a later list, I'm not quite sure whether or not it's just a bit early days for them to.
Okay.
Got to.
And last time, no one was very happy about that, were they?
No, but they objected at the same time about the gates and the piers at the same time as their concerns about the property itself. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I think is difficult with this in this day and age is, not too far up further in West Common, there's a car stolen off a driveway. Which I have some sympathy
Of
for
course, yeah.
people.
But also, the other thing is these gates, so they've got pictures of other gates on
Yeah.
Barlings Road.
They're
I
not
don't,
the Barlings Road, some of
They're
these.
not.
No, absolutely, because I was able to look,
That is,
I was able to look at the numbers that are associated with this, and I was able to find those properties in Barlings Road, and they are not those.
Oh, it says evidence of similar gates.
it does.
Which is why I've said in my kind of
They're-
observations is
they're
questionable.
not Barlings Road, they're West Common. It's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah,
I mean, that one's definitely not. That's been on the market a few times, so.
and knows that, it's 3 doors down from
Yeah.
us.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, so I think that, yeah, it's probably just a
So on
slight play on
Barlings
words.
Road, they've still got this quite open front.
Yeah,
So have we made it, have we made our recommendation clear that we don't think these are actually,
Did last time.
we did last
accuracy of
time.
these is
And
questionable,
they've-
you've said.
They've put it in again.
Yeah, so I
Do we
mean,
think that's strong enough? Do you think we need to put that in the consider piece? Or what goes to St Albans district?
so the bit, the way to consider, that's what our recommendation is that, so I mean, the earlier stuff is saying it's questionable is my observations. I'm not quite sure necessarily if the evidence that's provided here is, even if it's not quite accurate, that isn't, the planning permission won't be granted on the basis of these drawings. Or these photographs, the permission will be granted off the basis of these formal drawings with
Okay.
reference numbers.
I think I'm
So that's accurate, so.
I think I'm happy with the wording, express concern, the proposed extensions. That is what we're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Express concern.
Fiona and Nick?
Yes, I would agree, express concern.
Yeah.
Nick?
Sorry, I'm on Google Maps and
Mute.
everything. Yeah, I do agree. I was just looking, Barlings Road is a funny shaped road.
It is, it's very difficult to find it. It's
Isn't it?
right down the far end of one of the sort of kind of hammerheads.
Are all these other gates of other people's actually on Barlings Road?
No,
Yeah.
No,
That's what we're just saying.
I
Did I
think they're
miss that?
generally
Sorry.
in West, they're generally in West Common.
Random
Oh,
area.
sorry.
I mean,
yes,
Barlings
you did
Road
say
is in
that,
West
yeah.
Common, isn't it? So
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is
But they're
other,
actually on Barlings Road, these various gates. That's what we're saying, isn't it?
that is correct,
Yeah.
although they are in similar outlook and open.
Yeah,
areas, et cetera. But I'm not sure that's relevant whether there are similar ones or not.
yeah,
you know?
I can only
But
see one or two.
Sorry.
it's okay. I think, Barlings Road, West Common by the very, yes, it is open, but a number of the frontages are quite wide and large. They've got a lot of, kind of tree cover and,
There's a lot of it, Barlings Road.
yeah, there is.
Is
But they just, it kind
Yeah.
of, there is a general openness to it.
Yeah.
There's quite
Lots
a
of
lot
cul-de-sacs, isn't there?
Yeah.
of wide grass,
Yeah.
grass, lawns, long drives, open drives, and there aren't, from what I could see. I think Google Maps is relatively up to date. I couldn't seem to
Yeah.
see anything that was quite as
Yeah.
enclosed as what.
Everything seems to be open on the pavement, doesn't it? Yeah.
So there are no houses that have got anything remotely like this that.
No.
No.
No,
We
not
can find on Barlings. I mean, there will be on West Common, but yeah.
Their argument, I think, Heather's argument was there's nothing else like it.
Not that's enclosed like this, no.
There.
okay, so are we all happy with the expressing concern as Heather has mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. 5/2026 0120, we're not discussing this evening, but 5/2026 0132 we are, which is 3 Poynings Close.
Okay, this proposing at the front to extend the existing setback two-storey element to be brought in line with the front building line of the other elements of the property. This will extend an existing bedroom. The rear, a 3-metre rear projecting single-storey extension is proposed to expand the ground floor living accommodation. Properties in the street scene take a staggered positioning, therefore the proposed front extension will pose no impact on the neighbouring property because flank wall is at the point of extension. The rear extension will have no impact on number 1A Poynings Road and actually looks to mirror their rear layout. Not conservation area, no tree works and ample parking provision on the frontage, consider no objection.
Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
The 3D
So
drawings are very
5/20
useful.
Pardon?
The 3D drawings are very useful.
Yeah, it's good, aren't
They're
they?
good, yeah.
Really good.
5/2026 0146 will not be discussed this evening. We move on to 5/2026 0166, which is 27 Barnes Dean.
Okay, the committee considered the approved application in October 2025. This new application looks to make some amendments to the approved application by extending the left-hand rear first floor element to enable the addition of a bathroom and extending the loft space to convert the proposed craft room into a bedroom and storeroom. Essentially, the proposal does not differ from the approved application in terms of impact on the street scene due to the amendments only affecting the rear. Observations relevant to considering this application, including observations made from the approved application, are proposers looking to dramatically change the character and appearance of the property to a more modern style with a large central two-storey gabled projection with large window. This appears to only create an open plan entrance hall and landing arrangement at first floor and not add any additional living accommodation. A large two-storey extension is proposed to the side of number 29 to what appears to be up to the boundary. The garage is lost within this extension. To the left, a single-storey side extension is proposed, which includes a store and office, and then stretches around the rear to join onto the proposed two-storey rear extension. Accommodation in the roof space is also proposed to now provide 2 bedrooms as opposed to a bedroom and a craft room. Therefore, now totals 6 bedrooms across the property. The footprint across the property is increasing substantially from the existing, with an increase in ridge height from 7 to 8 metres. Therefore, the property presents a more dominant appearance in the street scene from currently. There are other properties in the road that have expanded, but not to the scale and design as is proposed here. There are, there are still no details on the parking provision provided on site. The garage is lost and currently there are 2 off-street parking spaces provided on the driveway. There's still no details of any tree works to be undertaken, and there is a large mature tree in the front garden which is presumed to be retained. On the basis that the application is not a reduction, but in fact an enlargement of the approved application, it suggested the previous recommendation be repeated, which was expressed concern that the proposed extensions present an overly dominant and out-of-keeping appearance of the property, leading to a detrimental impact on the street scene. Policies ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan and 69 and 72 of the district plan reverse.
Any thoughts?
Well, it does seem quite dominant,
Yeah.
just off the drawings, so.
It looks, the only bit they've had is that boxing off the back
Yeah,
on one side, isn't it?
it has in theory become a much larger house,
Yeah.
now because we're now up to
Yeah.
6 bedrooms, so.
And it was very different before. So I guess when they're looking at the previously approved and this, it doesn't actually look that much different, but when you compare it against the.
Yeah,
Barnstein has got a lot of big houses being built on it,
Of those
Yes, it
roads, which
has.
is converting itself
Mm.
to.
including some really interesting ones.
So it's the back really where it's the corner's been added on. The front's not changing at all.
no,
You can see they're bringing that right side forward.
yeah.
Controversial. I think this is what's called progress. Better or worse?
Does anyone have anything different to say to other than what Heather's suggested?
No, I think Heather says fits.
I've purely gone
Yeah,
with
it's-
consistency,
Yeah.
really, to be honest.
I mean, they ignored us last time, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because, have our views changed because of they've now got planning permission from what?
Not really.
Not
yeah.
really.
Okay,
So,
so everyone's happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's it.
okay,
So we're on to tree works.
yeah, there's nothing, no, I think there's literally just 1 page, isn't there? I think,
He
tree.
put some stuff about 25 Park Hill. Additional
Yeah.
information. with
So this moves on into the decisions from the district council. So the couple that I'd like to draw your attention to is the application that's at number 20 Park Hill, which was for kind of a more of a contemporary style design that has been refused again. So no
What
doubt,
did we say? I can't remember.
but we didn't actually have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, it's a derelict almost.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it's kind of, as you can see here, it's pretty much a.
What's their reason for that?
So this time it was refused due to no back survey and that the sort of kind of the contemporary design and style is saying it's incongruous additions, which is unacceptable and could potentially harm the street scene. I think what's difficult with it is that it's a semi-detached, so it's going to probably be
Stand out
very
more.
different to
But
the,
there's all sorts of different hodgety-podgety houses up that street anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't see.
anyway, so, yeah. So that one I wanted to just draw your
Yeah.
attention to, and then the other one,
They have a problem with the shed in the back as well.
no mention about that, but obviously they've applied for that as part of one of the same schemes. So if you get it refused, you, everything
the
gets
whole lot goes.
refused, yeah. And then the other one I wanted to draw your attention to is this one at number 2, with the land rear of number 2 and 4 Barnfield Road. This is on Piggott's Hill Lane. Travelling up on the left-hand side. This
Oh, I
is-
remember
this
this
one's
one.
been withdrawn.
Quite recent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been.
And what
No,
did
they
they say?
were squishing it in across the back of.
Yeah, so it's kind of in this location here.
Yeah.
Sell off a couple of pet gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's yeah, essentially it's part of the back gardens of number 2 and 4 Barnfield Road. And it's kind of then backs on to the flats that I think are in the other road that's off, I can't remember. if they're like
road though, isn't it?
But anyway, it's been withdrawn, so for what reasons, I don't know.
No, see.
They don't sort of usually advise you.
Highways have a bit of a melt. No, I suppose it's next to other roads, as
think
coming
so.
out onto the road, isn't it?
We didn't actually have a problem with it.
No.
I know we talked about it for quite a bit though, didn't we?
We did, but I think when it kind of boiled down to it, because as we discussed a lot about sort of potential impact, I think it was probably no objection subject to no immunity to the neighbour.
Yeah.
Because I think there was objections as well from the flats, the rear, but when
Yes.
they actually scaled the distance, it was
Seemed quite
exceeded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure the reasons why it's been withdrawn.
Okay.
And then probably quite useful to know, but I think I shared with everybody already, is that the application that we looked at last time for the detached garage at number 44, the Uplands.
Yes.
where we had the Residents' interest, that was refused.
Although,
That was the one.
Oh,
with the
really?
taking the trees down.
Correct.
did that, and that went to, they got called in?
So I did all of the calling process.
Yeah.
And I then had communication through from the case officer on, it must have been on the Tuesday, so it would have been sort of kind of well, I would have sent the calling form by the Friday. I had communication with the case officer on the Tuesday, embargoing the information that she was going to be refusing it. So
Yeah,
I
we did- we
knew,
did
so
need to
I,
call-
so I did, I'd already called it in.
Yeah, but we
So-
didn't need to go through that part of the process.
Didn't need to go through that part of the process, so I held a fire and then I let all of the residents know on the Friday morning.
And were they very?
I'm sure they
they
were
were.
delighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Did they give a reason for refusing it?
Yes.
That might be insightful for us.
yes, so pretty much the same reasons that we were all concerned about. It's the scale, bulk, height, its forward projection in this prominent location and the overbearing impact on the open character of the street,
Right. Pretty
etc.
consistent. Yeah.
So, yeah, so pretty much really the main reasons why we refused it.
I'm pleased about that.
Yeah, so sometimes, some of the applications that we look at and we campaign and sort of lobby for.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
so yeah, that's,
Anything from anyone else?
No, I was just thinking about Phil.
No.
What the only person. I don't know, things sorted out there, but it's slowly rotting.
Yeah.
Bit of a nightmare.
Nick and Fiona, anything?
No,
No,
happy.
nothing more from me. Thank you.
And then the next meeting then is Tuesday, the 17th of March.
It's
Yeah.
still my beating heart.
Just out of interest, obviously, I haven't been here when it was,
St Patrick's Day.
the building which is at the entrance to the Rockhampton Park,
yes,
there was planning before,
yeah,
but it still seems to be sort of,
Derek.
permissions granted for it. And Tim Austin Lomas has been in contact with the gentleman that's bought it and has gone like to discuss the logistics of it all. So I think he's probably just going through discharge of conditions and things. So, yeah.
because it's almost semi-dangerous.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's-
It's
it's
really
really
full of debris and rubbish in the
Yeah.
front and there's broken windows and things.
I
So,
thought, from his insurance point of view or whatever, kids get in there or whatever,
The sooner they get going on it, the better.
Better, yeah.
or at least board the thing up and
I think they've tried to learn, it's just been, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
everyone happy?
Meeting closed 8:02.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thanks Nick and Fiona.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Tim.
you.
Have a
Next
good
time.
evening.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let me just get some Vicky up here. You sign that, please, Vicky.
Sorry I was a bit late.
It's all right.
I was a quick dog walk and